Hey kids, how you doing?
Good.
Great. How are you?
I'm great. I get to talk with you guys. I mean, the world couldn't be better.
Yes.
It's
I love
spinning
that.
in greased grooves, as they say.
Mm.
Um,
They say.
First of all, congratulations on just an extremely funny show. Uh, so well written about the differences in generations, and it's got such a lovely feel about it. Um, Let me start with Anna. Um, talk to me a little bit about your character and what was it like kind of putting on her skin?
Um, Clem's a very silly, funny person who, when I first saw the audition sides, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. Because it's sort of a insanely exaggerated version of my worst self. Because yeah, they're just so they just follow what's fun, right? Like if it's making them happy, it's worth it. And so getting into that mentality was not hard because it's a really fun set and it's a fun show and it's super well written. So it was easy.
Yeah, and Madison, wow, I mean, this character, Kriska, um, it's unlike anything that I think I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
She's so smart and so self-assured, but she does come up against some roadblocks.
Yeah, she certainly does. Earlier, I described it as a car crash. It's like when you're 15 and you're like, I just can't wait to drive. I know how to drive. They should just let me drive.
Hmm.
And then you get behind the wheel and you're so confident, but then you get into your first car crash and you're like, oh my God, can I even drive? Should I drive again even?
Yeah.
So that's kind of Kriska's journey in a way, I'd say this season. But yeah, I really tried to make sure that she wasn't some like out of touch kind of kooky character. I think we've all been talking about how these are real people for us and we wanted them to feel grounded and genuine. So that was kind of like my MO with Kriska is she has like a lot of flair and a lot of stuff going on, but I really wanted her to be a person that like you might see yourself in or that you might know.
Uh, Evan, your character seems to be quite deep, and was there a lot of thought into that? Do you know someone like this?
Um, Deep, huh?
Lots going on.
Yeah, so deep. So
Lots going on.
I think it feels in fact like a lot of our characters, but certainly for me, it's just me turned up to a 10. It's me trying way harder than I ever should. And I think Minnesota Matt's this just great example of if you had no like filter, what we would all do if you really wanted something. And so sometimes it might work against you, I think.
It's like a kid being like, give it to me, give
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
me.
I want the chicken
Yeah.
nuggets.
Well, that's what I meant by because taking on a character like that as an actor, you have to go kind of deep into what is it like to play a guy that's like a child.
It's surprisingly easy. No acting required. No, it was. I got to give a lot of credit to Katie and Kate Lambert and the rest of the writing staff because he was written. At first, if you read only maybe one scene with him, he seemed kind of borderline cartoony. But the more the series goes on, you get to see he's a real person, and it kind of makes sense why he's acting the way he is and who he is outside of the office and everything. But yeah, certainly for the pilot and the few episodes most people have seen so far, I had to turn the volume up to a 10 for sure.
Spencer, talk to me a bit about Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot he's a dream come true. Like you mentioned, he's definitely an extension of myself. In the audition process, he didn't really start like that. I kind of took pieces from David from Schitt's Creek and maybe a little bit of like Alana from Broad City. I said that earlier, but that's kind of where I started. And then as time went on, I was like, is this a part? Like, is he me? Like, wait, is this playing on us? Are we one? Like, wait. So he's definitely an extension of myself. There are definitely differences. But I loved being in his 6-inch heels every day.
Mhm.
And loved being that open and bold and confident and lovely. I mean, he's a lovely person. He's a lot, but I like a lot, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. And again, not everyone is the same, and so he's someone that I definitely relate to, and I know people like him. So yeah, it's great to see people like this on screen.
Mhm.
Madison, as an ensemble cast and working with someone like Lauren Graham, I mean, is that like an education? Every set is you're just learning all kinds of stuff for your toolbox.
Yeah, we've all been calling it acting boot camp. It's wild to be working with an icon like Lauren, who's had the career that she's had. I mean, she's good at this for a reason. Like, she has all these years of professionalism and of knowing what works for her and what works in a scene, like coming to set with her and having a scene with her. She's also a producer. So we've got this like producerial knowledge that she can apply to scenes, and she always makes them better at the end of the day.
Anna, what do you think audiences will take away with them from watching the Z Suite?
I think that audiences will walk away with a sense of freedom from the world, because it's just it's a little escape. It's a cozy, funny, campy show that is just comedy, really.
The best distraction.
Yeah, I think it's a great distraction. And so, yeah, I think people will walk away with a smile on their face.
For sure.
And
Spencer,
a movie subscription.
Spencer, in watching, some of the episodes, it does remind me of one of those great comedy theatrical plays. Like you're playing, it just feels so on stage.
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that, because a lot of my training is stage. I come from the stage. And then making the transition to film, I haven't really gone back, but it's like, I think that's why I felt so at home. And the character is like a part of me, but then also like the way we shot it, I mean, a dream come true, to be honest. And Katie and Tubi, thank you so much. But yeah, it's a lot. And I think all of us are kind of like theatrical in some ways when it comes to the show. But it's still grounded, and there's still a real person behind the words.
Evan, do you guys sit with the writers and talk about your characters?
Yeah, we weren't so much in like the writer's room, and a good chunk of the episodes were already written, but there were always changes being made. And one thing I give all the writers a lot of credit for is, because the last episodes weren't quite finished yet, they certainly saw our strengths and wrote to them.
Yeah.
So, and we're always open if we said, especially with if they knew the Gen Z slang a bit better or whatever, they were completely open with suggestions or any ideas. And I think there was a big belief on set that the best idea wins. So there was no fear of suggesting anything. So that was really, really nice, really freeing.
Well, again, congratulations on one of the brilliant new shows out there. It's just so fun to watch. And have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Glad you liked it.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.